Why do some houses just feel better than others? So I tried to recreate that feeling. Instead, every version I designed felt wrong. The living room was empty, the entrance wasn't memorable, nothing flowed together, it didn't feel like home. But then, I discovered that architects aren't really designing buildings. They're designing experiences. So I started researching luxury homes. I spent hours looking at floor plans, hours looking at design decisions, and when I was finally done, I discovered nothing. Nothing changed. I was in the same spot I was before. I thought maybe I just didn't know what good design looked like. So I watched some YouTube videos. A couple hours later, nothing. I was going at this completely wrong. I'm not going to become an architect just by looking at concept drawings. I have to be the one who holds the pencil. I drew my first bubble diagram, which is basically a floor plan, but without walls. These are used during the early stages of a project to create visual hierarchy for rooms. I learned that a house should be divided up according to privacy. This is why you wouldn't have a front door entering right into your bedroom. This is the first bubble diagram that I made for this house. But let me walk you through it. So you have the garden right here in the front, and then you have another garden that's surrounding the art gallery. And right here, you come into the entrance and you have the front foyer. Right beside the front foyer, you're gonna have the mud room. You're gonna also have the closet room where you're gonna put all your jackets and stuff. And then you're gonna have the indoor garden. Now this is going to be the wow factor of the entire house, because this indoor garden is gonna have a huge tree in it, and there's gonna be a bunch of plants around it and flowers, and it's just gonna be absolutely gorgeous. And then you're also gonna have a pond in the garden, and you're gonna walk through the pond or over the pond that goes all the way to the dining room. To your left, you're gonna have the large living room with the curved wall that's gonna show the expansive, beautiful ocean view. And then to your right, you're gonna have the kitchen, the pantry, the chef's kitchen, and all that fun jazz. There is many things missing with this house. First of all, I have no bathrooms. The layout is very confusing. And then of course, I also want some area where I can go from my bedroom and just leave right to the office. There's also no bedrooms. So this is just the first floor. I still have to do the second floor. But as a first design, it got me thinking of a couple ideas I didn't before, because I didn't really get anywhere. And I thought that I needed more information. So I got myself a book at the local library. But I don't need to read the book to make a floor plan. I didn't realize this at the time, but I accidentally created a floor plan that felt grounded, homey, and dare I say, cozy. This was because of the flow between the rooms. After you walk into the house, you are naturally pulled towards the indoor courtyard and brought to the backyard where the mountain views are. It's all about experience. I was so excited to start my second floor plan, but while I was drawing, I came to a stark realization. Even if I made 20 more floor plans, it won't help me. What I needed was to actually walk through the house. So I quickly blocked out the house in Blender. And once I walked through the house, my thinking completely changed. There's been quite a few little updates and things that have changed about the house, and I think I finally came to very useful insights. So I made a couple more drawings. Right here, another little bubble diagram. This is just an idea of what the house could look like. So you walk in to the front hallway. This is what I'm trying to create here. These beautiful light that shines onto this concrete in this narrow hallway, and then it contrasts with this beautiful light, warm wood. And then you go out to the huge front foyer. And there's gonna be a chandelier coming down from the roof. So right here, you get a little glimpse of the mountain view. So that area in the back, that's all gonna be glass. What we're gonna do is we're gonna naturally bring us into the art gallery. Now there's gonna be a bunch of artwork on this wall, and each piece is gonna be professionally lit, given its own attention. And then slowly, as you continue down the art wall, this art continues to get more and more personal until we have a full art wall of just like, actually, let me show you the art wall I have right now. This is my current art wall. So this is an artwork I made, and then these are all the little artworks my girlfriend has made. She made these in daycare with her kids. Fantastic stuff. Also my Blender Shenanigans blueprint, and then all the other stuff on my shelf. So basically this art here, I want stuff like this to fill the entire wall. It's gonna be absolutely insane. But before I do that, I want some of my best artworks. some stuff that's individually lit. So this is another artwork that I made in art class, and I want pieces like this to be given its own attention, its own wall, and then slowly it turns into just more chaos, basically, but controlled chaos. Okay, let me bring the camera back. Oh, hey. Yeah, so that's kind of what the idea that I'm thinking of right now. Right here to the left, this is gonna be glass, this wall, and this is gonna be the indoor courtyard. This area is just gonna be coming out from the middle of the building. The whole house is gonna be centered around that indoor courtyard that's open up to the outside light. Indoor courtyard in the house. Let's see if I can find a good example, like this. So right here, you see how there's this open glass area in the middle of the house. That's very gorgeous. Okay, and now here we have a little bit of a higher ceiling to show the dining room. Now this is going to be a huge open area. So this living room, this is a big open volume. The roof goes up even higher, so you can see this huge window where the living room is going to be. Absolutely amazing. After changing the ceiling heights, I discovered why some spaces feel huge even if they aren't big, and how some spaces feel cozy and intimate even if they aren't that small. There was still a crucial detail missing in this house. Before I show you the one thing that finally made me believe in this house, I have a favor to ask. It seems the YouTube algorithm is refusing to push my videos out. But if you share this video to someone else, then the algorithm will be forced to wake up and hopefully show this video to more people. So if you know somebody who might be interested in designing the dream home, or just likes to learn, consider sharing this video to them. It honestly would mean the world. Okay, back to the video. The one thing that separates luxury homes from average homes is not the price. It's the experience you have in the first 60 seconds of seeing a house. Really excited about the front entrance. This part was actually really fun to do. So I drew out an image of the front entrance. And as you can see, I got this driveway here, and this is the front gate. Now this front gate swings open just to there, so then all the guests, they can drive down the driveway, around, and they can park in this area. But if you're me or somebody else that owns the house, then when you come down the driveway, it will automatically detect who it is, maybe just from your car. This gate will open a little bit more. So then you come here and you just go whoop, drive right into the garage instead of driving all the way around the garage in this tight turn. Okay, let's just imagine that we're a guest. We park our car and then we go down this little pathway. This is the reflection pond. And you walk down this pathway and then you get to this area. This is a vestibule. Vestibule. Anyways, what that is, it's a transition space between outside and the main entrance. Take your shoes off, hang your coats, and stuff like that. So now, let's go upstairs. So you come up these stairs and see the living room from the top, and you come all the way down here. I'm thinking a bedroom over here. You walk down here, this is gonna be my bedroom with the bathroom and everything like that. Very nice. And now there is still quite a few things that I am missing. I still have to do the backyard. So that's gonna be the whole back deck. The backyard's gonna be absolutely epic. I think it's gonna be one of the coolest parts of the house. And then I still have to do the basement where I'm gonna put some other guest suites and some other basement stuff. And then of course I have to finish the roof and everything like that. And then we're gonna add the furnishing. And then after the furniture is added, we basically got a house. If you wanna find out why I even started designing the house, then watch my last video right here, where I tried building two completely different lives. It's honestly a pretty interesting story.